Video from a camera on Bourbon Street shows people running away moments after a man was shot early this morning. Since then, sadly, he passed away. Police are still looking for the person who pulled the trigger. Good evening and thanks so much for watching. I'm Whitney Miller. This morning's victim was the fourth person killed in the French Quarter so far this year. And as Rachel Hanley explains, crime in the city of New Orleans is trending down, but the number of homicides in the French Quarter seem to be on the rise.
When she heard, Jana Bruce wasn't surprised.
And it's New Orleans and bad things do happen.
Having worked at Swig and Swine on Bourbon Street for years, she's been close to shootings before. But Saturday mornings was more serious.
For it to happen right after the doors closed here made me nervous. I checked in on my coworkers, made sure they were okay.
A little after 4 in the morning, someone shot a man a few doors down at the corner of Bourbon and Toulouse. This camera is on the opposite end of the block. The street is pretty quiet, but there are still bars open and people walking around. You can see them running away right after the shooting. A few minutes later, this other camera pivots and shows that first responders have arrived. The man was taken to the hospital and sadly, he died within the next few hours. Police are still looking for the shooter. As of Saturday, no suspects had been named. Homicides are down from last year in the city as a whole, but that is not the case in the French Quarter specifically. Saturday's victim was the fourth person killed within the quarter this year. NOPD's crime map shows there were 4 homicides in the same area all of last year, and there were 4 the year before that too. In New Orleans overall, the number of homicides has dropped every year since 2019. By Saturday afternoon, a small piece of crime scene tape was the only sign left of the latest tragedy. Music was blaring and people were back at work.
They'll close at 4 o'clock, clean, lock up at 5, and they're just going to walk to their cars and go home like it would be another day, which kind of sad, but also it's the reality of Bourbon Street.
A reality that doesn't seem to be changing. Rachel Hanley, WWL Louisiana.
And police have not named the victim. State Representative Alonzo Knox released a statement about the shooting today. He referenced a bill from this legislative session which restricts concealed carry on Bourbon Street. He said, in part, my original bill aimed to designate all of downtown, including the French Quarter, as a firearm-free zone. Regrettably, this bill was not rescheduled as we neared the end of the legislative session, end quote.